Portal Coin has had a lot of criticism over the past few days, mainly from people who don't even know what it is. They had a very successful ICO, followed by a not so successful launch a couple of days ago. As of the time of recording, the price is down about 50% since launch. We are still sitting at a decent market cap of 352 million, with a 24-hour volume of 234 million. But what is Portal Coin? Let's have a look. The idea behind Portal Coin is a platform that makes it easy for Web 2 gamers getting into Web 3. Essentially, they allow Web 3 game developers to publish their games on the Portal platform. And Portal, the platform's native token, is used across all of the games for in-game purchases and on-game marketplaces. Now, one of the most important factors for a platform like this is to be economically viable. I've personally lost 15k before on a platform that was not economically viable. A lot of you will probably know it as well. That platform was stepping. Even with the best intentions, it's very hard to get the economics right for a gaming token. Portal has a solution that they hope will work for this. Both the gamers and the game developers pay transaction fees, some of which are burnt and the rest are sent to the treasury. The treasury is then used as rewards for the gamers, the game developers, and the nodes. And as well as that, they have a system in place to reward users who stake their Portal tokens, both with additional tokens but also with a vote. Now, essentially what that vote does is it allows staking users to support a particular game on the Portal platform, and by doing that, that increases the game's visibility on the platform, which allows that game to grow their player base. And that also means that when a game joins the Portal ecosystem, they would be incentivized to stake tokens of their own so that they can scale the game, which in turn would make the players of that game want to do the same thing to support their favorite game. Now, what Portal are hoping is that gamers' data, like some things about their identity and what games they play, will become a valuable commodity for game studios and brands who want to sample that data. So users on the platform can choose to allow game studios and brands to sample their data, and in turn that will earn them additional rewards on top of their staking tokens. So effectively, the game studios and brands are staking on top of users' stakes, which will compound their stakes so that you earn more tokens. Now, I personally think, at least in theory, these economics sound very smart, but of course we'll need to wait and see how that plays out in the long run. That is the basics of what you need to know about how the platform works. But what could a potential future price look like for Portal Coin? Now, as I've said before, I am always skeptical about whether any gaming token can truly be viable in the long term. I think it's important to look at all the data and the facts to make an informed decision about whether you want to buy or not. And the fact is that no gaming token has ever proved successful in the long term yet. That being said, I do genuinely believe that if Portal can pull off their plan like they say they can, it could be one of the best real utility tokens that we've seen so far. They claim to have over 200 games ready to adopt their platform, which would be huge. It's all really going to depend on whether that comes into fruition or it just sounds good on paper. But let's have a quick look at the charts anyway. Quick disclaimer so we don't get sued. Buying is at your own risk. I am not a financial advisor. My price prediction is purely speculation and does not equate to any sort of financial advice. Crypto assets are highly volatile and you should only be investing what you can afford to lose. Also want to quickly shout out BingX Exchange, my favorite place to trade. Super low fees, no KYC required, and you can now get 20% off all your trading fees if you sign up using my link in the pinned comment. Anyway, let's head over to the charts. You can see we had a big old dump here at launch and the price has steadily been declining since then. Now let me be honest with you, I am not a very good technical analyst, I'm more of a fundamental analyst. I don't think technical analysis really provides much value or accuracy when a project is in its early stages like this one that just launched 2 days ago. Anyone claiming to be able to do any sort of technical analysis on a chart that is 2 days old is straight up lying to you. I can promise you they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. So here are the fundamentals. Portal Coin is heavily funded by venture capital, and it's backed by a load of big companies like Binance, and all that is really good for an initial launch when you're trying to get something off the ground and you need big funding. But the fact is that VCs are very greedy, and their sole focus is getting their money back as quickly as possible. So it really doesn't surprise me that we did see a big dump at launch. However, like I said earlier, other than that, the fundamentals of the project do look very strong. They have a really strong team, their community is very active, and they do have the potential to become one of the biggest Web3 gaming platforms if they can carry through on their promises. Their current market cap of 352 million is quite high when you compare it to other newly launched projects. But if you compare it to something like Pepe, which is currently at $1.9 billion and has no intrinsic value whatsoever, it doesn't do anything. At least Portal does something, and based on that I would have to assume that it could reach a higher value. So with Portal currently sitting around $2, could it reach $10? Like I put in the thumbnail, which you all thought was going to be clickbait, but it isn't. Hypothetically speaking, if Portal were to reach a market cap of $2 billion, which would put it around the same as Pepe, that would put the price of Portal around $11.50. So yes, Portal absolutely could reach $10. And if their platform turns out to be good, then I absolutely think it will. And on that bombshell, I would like you to consider if this video has provided you some value. I would greatly appreciate a sub to the channel. It would help me out a lot. I've been me, you've been you. Thanks for watching, and see you later.